Amara slams the suitcase shut. The twins, Afia and Adwoa, 3 years old, cry on the sawdust-covered floor. Their small hands reach for her designer heels. She steps back. I didn't birth daughters to stay poor. Girls are liabilities, sons build empires. Find another fool to raise your worthless girls. The door closes. Kofi Mensah stands frozen in his failing carpentry shop. 2 toddlers stare at the empty doorway. The neighbors film through the window. By sunset, Kumasi will know. Have you ever been abandoned by someone who swore forever? Left with worthless children who'd prove the world catastrophically wrong? This is one of those African stories rooted in African folklore. The life stories that become touching stories we whisper for generations. Today's real-life stories will shatter you. Kofi Mensah, 32, stares at the chalkboard. Amara's message glares back in white chalk. Failed father of worthless girls. The neighbors have already photographed it. Mrs. Achimpong's phone is still recording through the window. The twins, Afia and Adwoa, sit on the floor silent now. Shock has replaced tears. Kofi should erase it. He doesn't. Let Kumasi see. 3 years ago he married Amara Owusu, the banker's daughter with manicured nails and Accra dreams. She believed his promises. The hotel contracts, the expansion, the move to the city, then the bank loan collapsed. Then the pregnancy test showed positive. Then the ultrasound revealed 2 heartbeats, both female. Amara's face in that clinic room told him everything. Girls? She'd whispered. Not joy, disappointment. At the twins' naming ceremony, Amara's mother spoke loud enough for 70 guests to hear. If these were boys, Kofi might have worked harder. But girls, she'd shrugged, sipping her palm wine. Amara's father refused the traditional 2,000 Cedi naming gift. Why invest in dowries that go to other families? Sons build compound houses. Daughters leave. Kofi watched Amara nod slowly, absorbing the poison. In a Kan tradition, some families still whisper it. Maba ye adesoa, girls are burdens. Nanaya, Kofi's mother, had spit when she heard it. Girls built nations while men chased wars, but Amara heard only her parents. Kofi noticed the pattern within weeks. Amara fed the twins efficiently, changed them mechanically, never held them past necessity, never sang to them. When they cried, she'd put them in the crib and close the door. They need to self-soothe, she'd say, scrolling her phone. When relatives visited and asked about future children, Amara's answer never changed. We're praying for a son next time. There was no next time. Kofi had seen her throw away her prenatal vitamins. The morning after their 3rd anniversary, Amara packed while the twins slept. By breakfast, 2 suitcases sat by the door. I'm leaving. Emmanuel Darko arrives at noon. Kofi's coffee cup froze mid-air. Who? Import-export, Accra. You wouldn't know him. He earns 40,000 cedis monthly. She let that number hang. You make 400. The twins woke up, wandered into the room. Afia carried her wooden giraffe. Adwoa dragged her blanket. What about them? Kofi asked. Amara didn't look at them. Girls without money become maids. I won't watch poverty destroy 3 lives when it only needs to destroy 1. Her voice was flat, rehearsed. If they were sons, I'd fight. But daughters in sawdust, that's cruelty. Nana Ya burst in from the back room. You cannot abandon babies. They're 3. They'll forget me. Amara grabbed her jewelry, the gold pieces Kofi bought in better days. She left the twins' torn birth certificates on the table like garbage. Then she walked to the workshop chalkboard. Wrote her final verdict, slow, deliberate, each word a nail. The Range Rover's horn pierced the morning. Mr. Darko, grey temples, designer watch, didn't exit the vehicle. Didn't acknowledge the children pressing their faces against the window. Just honked again, impatient. Amara walked out. The twins screamed. Kofi held them back as they clawed toward the door. Mrs. Achimpong filmed everything. The neighbors would call it tragedy. Social media would call it content. By 3 p.m., the WhatsApp video had 12,000 views across Kumasi groups. By sunset, radio stations played it. Man abandoned with twin daughters, wife chooses wealth. The comments were surgical. He couldn't give her a son. What did he expect? 400 cedis a month. She upgraded her life. Those girls will suffer without a mother. Within 1 week, 3 clients cancelled contracts. One, Mr. Boteng from the Meeklin Hotel, actually explained it. If you can't manage a wife, how do I trust you with furniture deadlines? 1,800 cedis in work. Gone. That was 4 months of income. Nana Ya moved in. Her pension, 150 cedis monthly. Barely enough for rice and mackerel. She was 68, arthritic but fierce. I raised you alone after your father died. We'll raise them together. At church that Sunday, Kofi sat in back. Amara's family, front pew, expensive kente cloth, didn't turn around. After service, Pastor Mensah cornered him. Brother, remarry quickly. For a son. The girls need a mother hunting for boys. Kofi's jaw tightened. My daughters need stability, not experiments. Everyone meant well. The pity still felt like acid. 2 weeks post-abandonment, Amara launched Amara Lux Life. First post. Designer sunglasses, champagne, Darko's penthouse balcony. Caption. Finally living at my altitude, #blessed and child-free, child-free. The hashtag had 847,000 posts globally. Amara's lie joined the chorus. Kofi's cousin showed him. You need to see this, he scrolled. Luxury hotels. Charity galas. Darko's arm around her waist. A Chanel bag worth 6 months of Kofi's salary. Comments. Queen energy. You deserve this glow up. So glad you left toxicity. The toxicity had names, Afia, Adwoa. In their wedding photo, still on her grid, Amara wore a gold locket. Kofi had given it to her after the twins' birth. It held their baby pictures. In every new post, the locket was gone, replaced by a diamond Cartier necklace worth 15,000 cedi. She'd replaced their faces with stones. Mr. Darko didn't know she'd birthed children. She told him, briefly married, no kids. Clean slate. His business circle didn't know the child-free influencer had abandoned toddlers for a lifestyle. Her 45,000 followers didn't know hashtag. Blessed and child-free was a gravestone on 2 living hearts. But Amara knew. She blocked Kofi, but created a Ghana Watcher 247 to stalk his Facebook. Every photo of the twins, first day of school, birthday cakes, Nana Ya braiding hair, triggered something she refused to name. When a mutual friend mentioned Kofi enrolled them in school, Amara posted, "Financial literacy is rare." Her followers applauded. They didn't know she was mocking the man feeding her children. The gold locket sat in her Accra jewelry box, buried under diamonds. She couldn't wear it. Couldn't discard it. It haunted her in a language she pretended not to speak. Kofi's uncle, a retired magistrate, visited one evening, laid out the law, Ghanaian customary law. A parent who abandons children without court custody forfeits inheritance claims. But you must document everything. Kofi bought a used camera, 80 cedis, started photographing. School uniforms, report cards, medical visits. The 50 cedis he deposited monthly at GCB Bank, account GH 2022 TD001, twinsavings.ms OSE, the bank manager noticed. Mr. Mensah, you never miss a deposit. Rain or shine. They're all I have, Kofi said quietly. I can't afford mistakes. Their culture had a phrase for abandoned children, Tankwada Awogya one, left behind. Kofi taught them different words. Nkwada Awod one ho entrusted to me. Every night tucking them in, he whispered it. You weren't left behind. God trusted me with you, because he knew I'd love you enough. They were 3. They didn't understand yet, but Dr. Boateng, their pediatrician, did. During a checkup, she watched Kofi wipe Adwoa's tears with careful patience, watched Afia correct her own shoe buckle with unusual focus for a toddler. She made a note in her file, exceptional fine motor skills, advanced problem solving, father deeply attentive. Then she wrote something else underlined twice, monitor development, potential gifted markers. The rainy season hits Kumasi like vengeance. Water floods the workshop, warps the timber, ruins 2 months of inventory. At 2 a.m. the roof caves in with a sound like bones breaking. Kofi stands in the wreckage, rain hammering his shoulders. Repair estimate, 1,200 cedis. Bank account, 340 cedis. By dawn he's made the choice. His father's antique tool set, chisels from 1962, a hand plane older than independence, goes to Mr. Opong's pawn shop. 800 cedis, Mr. Opong says. Not meeting his eyes. They're worth 2,000, not today. The bills counted slowly. Sorry, brother. Kofi fixes the roof. That night, tucking in Afia and Adwoa, now 4, he cries silently. Afia touches his face. Papa's face is wet. Just rain, baby, she frowns, studies him. We're inside, Papa. Too smart already. 3 weeks later, Afia's fever spikes to 39.5 degrees Celsius. Nanaya recognizes malaria instantly. Komfo Anokie now. The hospital. 280 cedis for tests, medication, overnight observation. The twin savings account. 14 months of 50 cedi deposits. Drains to 20 cedis. Dr. Akosua Boateng admits Afia personally. She's 48, silver threading her braids, no ring. Night shift by choice. Widowed 8 years, insomnia ever since. The hospital fills the silence. She notices Kofi never leaves the bedside, never lets go of Afia's small hand. Adwa curls in his lap, whispering, "Is Afia going to Mama's place?" "What place?" Kofi asks. "The place people go when they leave." His heart cracks cleanly. At 4 a.m., Dr. Boateng brings tea. "When did you last eat, Mr. Mensah?" He can't remember. She returns with crackers and a banana. "Your daughter will recover, but you'll collapse if you don't eat." Afia wakes at sunrise, asking for water. Kofi sobs into his palms. Dr. Boateng writes something in the chart, then quietly waives the follow-up fees. Kofi protests. She interrupts. "Mr. Mensah, I've been a pediatrician for 22 years. Your daughters watch differently. They absorb patterns, test hypotheses with their play. That's not normal 4-year-old behavior." She underlines something in the medical file. He can't see what. Don't let poverty dim what's starting to spark. The twins start at Light of Hope Academy. Tuition, 150 cedis per term for both. Kofi takes night security at Fella's warehouse. 4 nights weekly, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., 200 cedis monthly. Sleep becomes theoretical. 3 hours. Then the workshop opens. The girls love school. Afia memorizes the multiplication table in 1 week. Adwa corrects the teacher's chalkboard. "Miss, you spelled rhythm wrong. It's RHYTHM, Miss Frimpong calls Kofi in. "Your daughters read at 2nd grade level. They're in kindergarten." She pauses, choosing words carefully. The other children have noticed. They're calling them teachers' daughters, not kindly. The bullying starts with whispers, then stolen lunches, then Kwabena. He's 7, 2 grades up, built like his taxi driver father. At recess, he corners Adwoa by the swings. "My papa says your mama ran away because girls are useless." He's right. "You're trash." Adwoa's punch breaks his nose. The principal, Mrs. Addo, suspends Adwoa for 3 days. Kwabena's father demands an apology and 100 cedis for the doctor. Mrs. Addo looks at Kofi. "Mr. Mensah, we cannot tolerate violence." Kofi looks at Adwoa's split knuckle. "Did he say your mother abandoned you?" Adwa nods, tears streaming. "And you defended your sister and yourself." Another nod. Kofi turns to Mrs. Addo. Then no apology. "No money. Suspend her if policy requires." But she defended the truth. Kwabena's father lunges. 2 teachers intervene. "You're raising savages," he shouts. Kofi's voice stays level. "I'm raising survivors." That night he sits both girls down. Nanaya listens from her chair, nodding. "Words will cut you your whole lives," Kofi says. "You can't fight everyone. But you can become so excellent they choke on their judgment." "That's the real revenge," Afia asks quietly. "How, Papa?" "By being so undeniable they have to swallow their lies." Nanaya collapses while stirring banku. Kofi finds her on the kitchen tiles. Left side frozen, speech garbled into vowels. Ambulance 60 cedis. Hospital 950 cedis. Rehab 1,200 cedis over 3 months. Kofi sells his father's gold wedding band, the one he'd promised to pass to his son. He doesn't have a son. He has a mother who raised him alone and daughters who need their grandmother. The pawn shop gives 1,400 cedis. It covers the immediate crisis. Amara hears through her sister. That evening, her Instagram story. A quote graphic over a beach sunset. "Financial literacy is the difference between crisis and planning." 3,400 likes. 89 comments praising her wisdom. She's mocking her ex-mother-in-law's stroke. Her followers applaud. Kofi doesn't see it. He's learning how to help Nanaya relearn walking. The twins, now 6, become nurses. Afia reads aloud every evening. Stories about brave grandmothers. Adwa invents a strength game. Squeeze the ball 15 times. Win a hug. Dr. Boateng visits twice, off-duty, unauthorized. She brings a walker borrowed from the hospital and specialized exercises. "I can't pay for home visits." Kofi says, "Good, I'm visiting friends." She kneels to the twins' height. How are my favorite scientists? Afia shows her a chapter book. Anansi and the Wisdom Pot. 2nd grade level. She's 6, Dr. Boateng's breath catches. You read this alone? The words make movies in my head, Afia explains. Dr. Boateng glances at Kofi, then back. She makes a mental note. Exceptional verbal reasoning. Advanced visualization. The twins are 7. Their teacher, Mr. Owusu, 19 years in the classroom, requests a meeting. Mr. Mensah, Afia solved a 5th grade geometry problem I used as a joke. Adwa is reading Achebe. They should be tested. For what? The Ghana Education Service gifted assessment. If they qualify, there are scholarships, real opportunities. The test costs 500 cedis. Kofi makes 600 cedis monthly now. 500 is rent, food, Nanaya's blood pressure medication. He tells Mr. Owusu he'll think about it. Dr. Boateng hears through Mr. Owusu at the pharmacy. Kumasi is too small for secrets. She visits that Saturday, watches the twins play. Hadwoa builds a block bridge, calculating weight distribution allowed. 3 on this side, 2 on that side, it falls. 4 and 4 balanced. Afia mixes medicine from leaves and tap water, explaining to her doll, fever needs hydration and rest, then immune response activates. Dr. Boateng pulls Kofi to the kitchen. The assessment. You're not doing it because of the fee. Silence. I'll pay. The school will say an anonymous donor covered it. Dr. Boateng, listen to me. Her voice drops fierce. I've delivered 4,000 babies in my career. Maybe 12 had what your daughters have. That light behind their eyes, they're not just smart. They're rare. She pauses. If we can hold the space open for 10 years, they won't just succeed. They'll build empires. Kofi's throat closes. I can't see 10 years. I see 10 days. Then I'll carry the vision. We're family now. The next week, Mr. Owusu informs Kofi about the anonymous sponsor. Kofi doesn't ask. He takes the twins to Accra for testing. 3 hours. Cognitive puzzles, pattern recognition, problem-solving under time pressure. On the bus home, they're quiet. Was it hard? Kofi asks. It was fun, Adwoa says, grinning. 4 weeks later, the letter arrives. Ghana Education Service. Gifted assessment results. Afia Mensah, 99th percentile. Adwa Mensah, 99th percentile. Mr. Owusu reads it twice. Mr. Mensah, they're in the top 1% in the nation. The entire nation. Attached, an invitation to the African Youth Genius Initiative, 10-year program. Full scholarships. University courses at 14. Seed funding at 16. One requirement. Guardian must commit to quarterly reviews in Accra for 10 years. Kofi rereads it. His daughters. The worthless girls, Amara's sister Essie, arrives unannounced on Saturday. First time since the abandonment. She fidgets with her handbag. Kofi, mother sent me. Why? She thinks if you improve things, Amara might reconsider. The twins are outside. Kofi keeps his voice flat. Reconsider what? Coming back. The girls need a mother. They needed one 3 years ago. They need stability now. Essie leans in. Amara has resources, connections, money for school. We're fine, are you? She glances around the modest room. Pride won't feed them, Kofi. Neither will begging someone to love her own children. His voice stays calm. The words are iron. Amara chose a BMW over her daughters. I choose them over my pride. Every day. Every hour. Tell her she can visit. With respect, never conditions. But I won't gamble their hearts on her schedule. Essie leaves. Reports to her mother. He's impossible. Too proud. The family calls Kofi unforgiving. He doesn't care. He has a letter to write. Kofi drafts it 3 times, then sends it certified mail to Accra. Amara, Afia and Adwoa Mensah scored 99th percentile on the National Gifted Assessment. They've been accepted into the African Youth Genius Initiative. Your presence is not required, but you should know who they are becoming. You may choose history or footnote. Kofi. It arrives Wednesday. Amara reads it while Darko reviews invoices. My ex's kids got into some village program. Darko doesn't look up. Those things are scams for donations. Ignore it. She crumples the letter, then stops. Smooths it, folds it, slides it into her desk under bank statements. That night she Googles African Youth Genius Initiative. Real. Pan-African. 250 children across 15 countries. Alumni at MIT, Oxford, Cambridge. Her daughter's qualified. She closes the laptop. Pours wine. Tells herself it changes nothing, but she keeps the letter. And late that night, she opens Instagram, types "Gifted Children Ghana" into search, then immediately clears it. She doesn't want to know. Except she does. The African Youth Genius Initiative changes everything quietly. No cameras. Just structure. Afia and Adwoa, age 8, start weekend classes in Accra. Dr. Boateng drives them 2 hours each way every Saturday. Kofi offers gas money. She refuses. "I'm going anyway," she lies. She's not. But these girls have become the daughters she never had. The program runs in a converted colonial mansion. 12 children, university professors, chemistry at 9 a.m., coding at 11 a.m., entrepreneurship at 2 p.m. Afia claims the science lab. At 9, she's dissecting the molecular structure of chlorine. At 10, she asks Dr. Mensah, a university chemist. No relation, a question that makes him pause mid-lecture. If chlorine kills bacteria but damages human tissue, why don't we modify its bond structure to target only prokaryotic cells? Dr. Mensah stares at her. Because no one solved the selectivity problem. Yet, Afia says. Yet, he agrees, smiling. Adwoa owns the computer lab. At 9, she builds a calculator app that speaks results in Twi. At 10, she's learning Python. At 11, she asks Mr. Ablakwa, her coding instructor, "Why can't farmers see wholesale prices in real time? Why do middlemen control information access?" Mr. Ablakwa grins. "Because the system benefits middlemen." Want to break it? Yes. Then learn how it's built. Then dismantle it properly. Kofi attends every quarterly review. Other parents arrive in Mercedes SUVs, Italian shoes, designer handbags. He arrives on the Trotro bus, transferring at Ensawam wearing his pressed church shirt. The other parents don't speak to him. Their children attend private academies in Accra. His daughters are the village prodigies, brilliant but provincial. Dr. Boateng sits beside him every meeting. She's claimed him as family. Introduces herself to other parents. "I'm Auntie Akosua. These are my nieces, no one questions it." They assume she's the educated relative compensating for the carpenter father. They're wrong. She's the godmother to a revolution. Amara is 35, still with Darko, though the relationship has fossilized into routine. He travels weekly. She stays in Accra, planning events, pretending partnership. She doesn't search the twins' names often, maybe twice a year. Always private browsing, always deleting history immediately. At age 10, Afia's name surfaces. Young innovators tackle water crisis. A grainy photo shows a girl holding a prototype filter. The caption mentions Father Kofi Mensah, a carpenter. Amara's cursor hovers over the link for 30 seconds. She closes the tab, pours wine, stares at the blank screen. At age 12, Adwoa's app wins a competition, 10,000 cedis prize. The article quotes Kofi. "My daughters learned early that problems are unsolved solutions waiting for the right minds." Amara reads it 3 times. That night she dreams about sawdust. Wakes at 3 a.m., sweating through silk sheets. She never comments, never likes, never reaches out. She's built a glass wall between her curated life and their rising trajectory. She can see through it. She tells herself it's soundproof. 2, she's wrong. Amara attends a charity gala at the Kempinski Hotel in Accra. Corporate sponsorships. Champagne, the Ghanaian elite performing. Philanthropy, the guest speaker. A university professor discussing youth innovation programs. He shows slides. One features 12 teenagers. Second row, third and fourth from the left. Afia and Adwoa Mensah, age 14. Amara's champagne glass freezes halfway to her lips. The professor continues. "These students are solving problems most adults ignore. This young lady," he points to Afia, "is researching low-cost water purification. And this one, Adwoa, is building technology to eliminate agricultural exploitation." Applause fills the ballroom. Amara doesn't clap. She's staring at the screen. Her daughters, tall now, beautiful, confident. Darko leans over. "You okay?" "Fine, headache." She excuses herself, locks herself in the bathroom, stares at her reflection, reapplies lipstick with shaking hands. When she returns, the slide has changed. She's missed their faces. She Googles nothing that night. But she doesn't sleep either. Afia files her first patent. Solar-powered water purification using modified UV filtration with copper-silver ionization. Manufacturing cost reduction, 70%. patent filing, 8,000 CDs. Dr. Boateng's anonymous donor covers it. Kofi has stopped protesting. Family Invests, a South African NGO, Waterforward, sees the patent, offers 50,000 CD seed funding for prototype development. Afia incorporates Clean Water Africa. She's 16. Kofi signs as legal guardian. They're filing with the Registrar General's Department when the clerk does a double take. You're 16? Yes, sir. And you're registering a water technology company? Yes, sir. He processes the paperwork silently, then says, My village has no clean water. I hope this works. It will, Afia promises. It does. Adwoa's Farm Direct app connects 5,000 smallholder farmers directly to urban buyers. Middlemen eliminated. Farmer incomes increase 40% on average in 6 months. She wins the Ghana Youth Innovation Award. 30,000 CDIs and mentorship from tech entrepreneurs. Ghana Business. Weekly requests an interview. Kofi agrees with one condition. Focus on their work, not our history. The journalist agrees. But newspapers sell stories, not just data. The headline, Twin Prodigies Defy Poverty. Single Father Raises Nation Builders. The article mentions an absent mother briefly. Doesn't name her. Doesn't elaborate. Kumasi remembers anyway. The article gets 45,000 Facebook shares. 3 radio stations interview Kofi. He's uncomfortable but accepts. Always says the same thing. I just loved them. That's what fathers do. Amara sees it because her hairdresser shows her. Madam, this story is so inspiring. Single father twin geniuses. Amara nods. Says nothing. Tips extra. Drives home in silence. That night she searches their names. Finds the article. Reads every word twice. She notices the photo. Kofi, grey-templed now. Flanked by his daughters and an older woman. Dr. Boateng. Identified as family friend and mentor. Another woman has filled the space she left. Both twins receive MIT acceptance letters. Full scholarships, tuition, room, board, stipend, flights. They're 18 now. Before leaving Ghana, they scale their companies. Clean Water Africa secures 180,000 cedis, $50,000 US, from Kalahari Ventures for 25% equity. Valuation, 720,000 cedis. Farm Direct gets 144,000 cedis, $40,000 US, for 25% equity. Valuation, 576,000 cedis. Combined valuation, 1.3 million cedis. The twins each own 75% of their respective companies. They're not millionaires yet, but they're no longer poor. Ghana Business Weekly runs another feature. Teen tech titans, the Mensa twins, 1.3 million CD valuation. This time, the journalist interviews neighbors, teachers, Dr. Boateng. The abandonment story emerges fully. Abandoned at 3, raised by father and grandmother, called worthless, became invaluable. The article's closing line. Their mother, who left for a wealthier man, was unavailable for comment. The article trends on Twitter. Hashtag Mensa Twins. Hashtag worthless to worth millions. Hashtag Father of the Year. Amara sees it. Because everyone sees it. Her sister calls. Have you seen what they're saying about you online? No. Maybe don't look. She looks. The comments are surgical, brutal, public. 3,000 people she's never met now know she abandoned her daughters. Many more wish her harm. She deactivates Instagram for 2 weeks. Tells Darko she's taking a social media break. He doesn't ask why. He's too busy with lawyers. His import business is under tax investigation. Their marriage is dying. Neither fights to save it. MIT freshman now. Clean Water Africa operates in 15 countries. 2 million people have clean water because of Afia's design. Farm Direct has 800,000 users. Farmer income's up 60% on average. The companies are revalued. Clean Water, $60 million. Farm Direct, $73 million. Afia and Adwoa, after dilution rounds, own 70% each. Combined net worth, $93 million. They're not billionaires. Not yet. But Forbes Africa notices. March 2025 cover. Teen Titans, how the Mensa twins built $133 million from sawdust. The article is comprehensive. The abandonment. The patents. Kofi's 3 jobs. Dr. Boateng's quiet investment. Hematiti's shocked admissions officers. One quote goes viral. When asked what motivated them, Afia Mensah responded, "Our mother said girls were liabilities. We decided to become assets too valuable to ignore." 5 million views online. Shared by Oprah's Book Club Africa. Featured on BBC Africa, CNN International. The twins become symbols. Proof that poverty plus purpose shatters ceilings. Amara sees it because her hairdresser shows her. Again, different salon. Same story, madam, isn't this amazing? These girls, yes, inspiring. Amara's voice is flat. She buys the magazine, hides it in her car. Reads it alone in a parking lot, mascara streaking. That night, Darko finds her crying. What's wrong? Nothing. Stress. He doesn't press. Their marriage is a transaction now. Both are miserable. Both are trapped. Amara hides the magazine in her closet. Behind shoes. Underneath old handbags. She rereads it 17 times over 3 months. She doesn't reach out. She's terrified. MIT juniors. Clean Water Africa signs with UNICEF. $12 million contract for East African deployment. Farm Direct secures $8 million Series A from Google Ventures Africa. Then Serena Ventures calls. They want 30% of both companies combined. Offer $600 million. Math, $2 billion combined valuation. If accepted, the twins each become billionaires. Age 20. One condition. Public signing ceremony at the Ghana Presidential Investment Summit. Serena Williams attending via video. President Akufo-Addo presenting the Order of the Volta, Ghana's highest civilian honor. The twins video call Kofi, Dr. Boateng, and Nana Yaa from Boston. What do you think, Papa? Adwoa asks. Kofi is 50 now, silver-haired. Remarried to Aqua, a kind widow who loves the twins as her own. He's learned to let them lead. What do you think? He asks back. Afia answers, we accept. Not for the money. For the platform. Explain. We announce a foundation at the ceremony, Adwoa says. For children abandoned due to gender bias. $50 million endowment. Named after you, Kofi's throat closes. Dr. Boateng cries. Nana Yaa raises her cane on screen. Do it. Show the world what worthless girls build. They accept. The ceremony is scheduled for 6 weeks out. Media requests flood in. One journalist asks, will your mother attend? Afia's answer is measured, practiced. We sent an invitation to her last known address. Her attendance is her choice. The clip goes viral. Hashtag will Amara show trends for 3 days. Amara receives the formal invitation via courier. Gold embossing. VIP seating. Ghana Presidential Investment Summit. Billionaire signing ceremony. The Mensah twins. Her hands shake. Darko is in Johannesburg. Corruption charges pending. Divorce imminent. Assets frozen. The mansion will be seized. The lifestyle over. Her daughters, the worthless ones, are becoming billionaires. She hires a PR consultant. 5,000 CDs for 2 hours. How do I approach them? The consultant is blunt. You don't. You abandoned them. They succeeded despite you, not because of you. Sit quietly if you attend. If they acknowledge you, accept gracefully. If not, leave with dignity. Amara pays. Then ignores the advice. She plans to attend. VIP section. Darko's company is still technically a sponsor. She'll bring the gold lockets. Baby photos inside, kept for 17 years. She'll approach during the signing. Create a moment. The cameras will love it. She'll cry. They'll forgive her. Redemption. She rehearses in the mirror. My angels. Mama is so proud of you. She practices 40 times. What she doesn't know, Afia and Adwoa have written a speech. Practiced it 50 times. Cleared it with Kofi, Dr. Boateng, and the summit organizers. The speech has one purpose, to honor their father publicly, name the abandonment explicitly, and establish boundaries permanently. They're not interested in private reconciliation. They're building public legacy. Amara is walking into a reckoning she scripted 17 years ago. The Accra International Conference. Center glitters under LED lights. 1,200 guests. Heads of state. Tech CEOs, philanthropists. Cameras everywhere. 17 fixed positions, 4 roaming. The stage spans 40 feet. LED screen behind it, 3 stories tall. Ghanaian flags flanking both sides. A podium center stage. 2 leather chairs to the right. A signing table. Mahogany, 12-page contract, 2 gold pens. Front row, President Akufo-Addo. First Lady, Minister of Trade, Minister of Education. Faces neutral, practiced presidential. VIP section, stage right. 3 rows of corporate sponsors. Venture capitalists. Designer suits. Rehearsed smiles. Phones silenced but hands twitching toward pockets. Family section, stage left. Kofi in the suit Dr. Boateng bought last month. Charcoal, tailored, the first one that's ever fit properly. Nanaya in her wheelchair, kente cloth draped like royalty. Dr. Boateng in dashiki. Aqua holding Kofi's hand, steadying him. Amara sits VIP section, row 3. Darko's company still listed as sponsor, despite frozen assets. She's in Dior. Gold, 18,000 cedis chosen specifically. Gold to match her daughter's success. The lockets sit in her Prada clutch. Baby photos inside. 17 years old, her hands won't stop shaking. She presses them against the purse. Harder. The twins haven't arrived yet. Red carpet photos continuing outside. She hears the crowd through concrete walls, screaming, cheering, chanting, Mensa! Mensa! Her daughters. She mouths the words silently. My angels. Mama is so proud. 41st rehearsal. Jocelyn Duma, actress, media personality, perfect diction, takes the stage. The ballroom quiets like a held breath. Ladies and gentlemen. Her voice fills the space. This is history. 20 years old, $2 billion. And they're just beginning. Applause starts, builds. Please welcome Ghana's youngest billionaires, Afia and Adwoa Mensah. The twins enter from stage left. Matching Ankara gowns, gold and teal geometric patterns. Kofi's design. His fashion furniture collaboration line. They're tall, both 5'8" now. Confident, moving like they own the room, they do. The applause becomes a roar. 1,200 people on their feet, stamping, whistling. The live stream counter hits 352,000 viewers. GTV broadcasting nationally. CNN Africa carrying it live to 43 countries. Kofi stands already crying. Aqua steadies him. Nanaya throws both arms up, Walker forgotten, and shouts in Twi, Onyankopon Neye, God is good. Dr. Boateng covers her mouth, sobbing. 20 years of Saturdays. 20 years of belief. Vindicated in gold and teal. The camera pans the family section. Captures pure joy. Unfiltered. The kind money can't purchase. Then the camera operator, following shot list protocol, sweeps VIP for reaction shots. Amara fills the jumbotron. 2.3 seconds. Gold Dior, makeup perfect. Smile frozen. Clutch white-knuckled livestream chat explodes. Who's that woman looking terrified? Wait, is that the mother? She really showed up. OMG, the audacity. Screenshot captured. Posted to Twitter before the camera moves on. Adeola Fayos, Serena Ventures Africa CEO, Nigerian self-made billionaire, presents the contract. This is unprecedented, she says, voice warm. $2 billion. 2 20-year-olds. 2 companies solving real problems. Afia Adwoa. History is watching. The LED screen flickers. Serena Williams appears via video call from Los Angeles. She's in workout gear, natural, real. I invest in world changers, Serena says. You two aren't just changing Ghana. You're changing how the world sees African women in tech. Sign that contract. Then go break every other ceiling. The crowd roars again, louder. Afia and Adwoa sit. Pick up the pens. Solid gold engraved with their initials. Cameras zoom. The click of camera shutters sounds like rain. They sign 12 pages. Each signature deliberate, practiced. Legal page 12, final signatures Afia Mensah. Adwoa Mensah billionaires, official confetti cannons explode. Gold and green paper raining down. The LED screen flashes. Ghana's youngest billionaires, $2 billion valuation. President Akufo-Addo approaches. An aide carries 2 velvet boxes. Inside, Order of the Volta medals, gold heavy, Ghana's highest civilian honor. 58 people have ever received it. The president drapes them personally, kisses each twin's forehead. His voice booms into the microphone. You have made Ghana proud. You have made Africa proud. History will remember your names. Applause, cameras, flash, flash, flash. The perfect ending. Except Afia steps to the microphone. Jocelyn Dumas moves aside, confused. The host sheet says closing remarks should be hers. Afia's voice is calm. Steady. The voice of someone who's practiced this 53 times. Mr. President, before we celebrate, we must honor the truth. The ballroom quiets. Confusion ripples like wind over water. Adwoa joins her sister. Both at the microphone now. The LED screen behind them changes. A photograph appears, grainy, aged, of Kofi holding 2 toddlers in a bare workshop. Sawdust everywhere. His shirt torn. Face exhausted but eyes soft. The twins may be 3 years old. Caption below. Day 1. Abandoned by mother for better prospects. The crowd gasps. Audible. Collective. Like 1,200 people punched simultaneously. Cameras swing wildly. Capturing faces, shock, confusion. The president's eyebrows rise. Adwoa speaks. Her voice clear, no anger. Just facts. When we were 3 years old, our mother left us. She told our father she didn't birth daughters to stay poor. That girls were liabilities. That we'd become maids in poverty. Silence now, total. Even the live stream chat pauses. 352,000 people holding breath. The screen changes. A chalkboard. White chalk scrawled, "Failed father of worthless girls." Caption, her parting message before leaving. A woman in the 3rd row whispers, "Jesus," loudly enough for the microphones to catch. Afia continues. She chose a businessman's BMW over her daughter's. She posted #blessed and childfree on Instagram. She told her new partner she had no children. The screen shows bank statements. Deposits. 50 cedis, 50 cedis, 50 cedis every month for 10 years. Account name Twin Savings. Caption. 6,000 cedis saved from 400 to 600 cedis monthly income. Never missed once. Kofi is sobbing now. Not quiet crying, full sobs. Aqua wraps both arms around him. Nanaya's face is fierce, proud, tears streaming. Dr. Boteng whispers, "Let them see everything." Every sacrifice, Adwoa's voice hardens. Not with anger, with precision. The way you read lab results. While our father pawned his father's wedding band for our grandmother's medical bills, our mother wore Cartier. While he worked 3 jobs, she posted luxury vacation photos. The screen shows screenshots. Amara's Instagram. #blessed and childfree posts. Designer bags. Champagne brunches. Dates visible. All after 2008. All after the abandonment. Caption. Living her best life while we lived in sawdust, the crowd murmurs. The energy shifts. Celebration becomes judgment. 1,200 people turning into a jury. Another slide, report cards, straight A's, awards, patent certificates. MIT acceptance letters. Forbes cover. Caption, the worthless girls built what she said was impossible. Afia leans into the microphone. A pause, 3 seconds. Let it breathe. We sent our mother a letter when we qualified for the Genius Initiative. She never responded. We were featured in Forbes. She never called. Today she received an invitation to witness us become billionaires. The camera operators scramble. Hunting, is she here? Adwoa delivers the line they've practiced most. 5-second pause before it. Let the tension build. We announce today the Kofi Mensa Empowerment Foundation. $50 million for children abandoned due to gender bias or poverty discrimination. Because every child deserves someone who stays. The LED screen shows the foundation logo. Kofi's face enlarged, dignified, gray-haired, above the tagline, "Love is the only currency that appreciates." The crowd erupts. But it's different now. Not celebration, vindication, righteousness. A crowd bearing witness to justice. The camera operators sweep VIP again. Hunting for her, Amara is still seated. Everyone around her standing, applauding, crying. She's the only one sitting, isolated, visible. The Jumbotron finds her. Gold dress, diamond necklace, 30,000 cedis, makeup cracking. Clutch death gripped. Someone in the balcony, a woman, angry, shouts, "That's her! The mother!" 1,200 heads pivot, 1,200 pairs of eyes. Amara feels it physically. Like heat, like weight. Her lungs won't fill properly. The live stream chat detonates. She wore Dior to this. The audacity is insane. She's clutching that purse like it'll save her soul. Someone creates #Amara the Abandoner. It trends #1 in Ghana within 40 seconds. Amara stands. Tries to leave, but she's middle of row. 7 people blocking. Protocol says remain seated during presidential addresses. A security guard approaches. Young professional. "Madam, please remain seated until the ceremony concludes." She sits. Hands shaking violently now. The camera stays on her. 2 seconds, 5, 10, 15. Someone in press section zooms their phone camera. Captures her face in detail. Mascara starting to run. Posted immediately. Caption: The mother who chose wrong. Afia speaks directly to camera. No malice, just truth. To any parent watching who walked away, you can't purchase back years you refused to give. You can't Instagram your way into a legacy you abandoned. We forgive you because forgiveness frees us. But we don't need you. We never did, Adwa adds. Our father gave us love. Our grandmother gave us grit. Dr. Boateng gave us wings. You gave us fuel to prove you catastrophically wrong. Thank you for that. They turn to family section. Papa Nanaya Auntie Akosua. Come here. Kofi climbs the stage, slowly. His knees, damaged from years on concrete, years carrying lumber, protest. Nanaya's walker clicks. Dr. Boateng helps her navigate the ramp. Aqua follows, the twins embrace Kofi. Three-way hug. The same one since they were 3. President Akufo-Addo joins, shakes Kofi's hand. Sir, you didn't raise daughters. You raised monuments. Kofi takes the microphone. His voice cracks. I just loved them. That's all parents should do. The simplicity shatters the room. Grown men crying. Women sobbing openly. The LED screen flashes foundation donation link. Within 90 seconds, 1,800,000 CDs. Within 5 minutes, 4,200,000 CDs. Within 10, 8,700,000 CDs. Amara is still on the Jumbotron, still trapped. Mascara fully streaking now. The journalist in press row whispers into her recorder, she kept their baby photos but abandoned the babies. Ghana, we're watching a reckoning. The ceremony concludes. 20 minutes of speeches. Amara sits through all of it. Cameras returning to her face periodically. Each time she looks smaller. Finally, the president exits. Protocol released. She stands. The 7 people in her row don't move quickly. They're talking about the twins, about Kofi, about how inspiring it all is. She says, excuse me, 4 times. Her voice barely works. She reaches the aisle. Side exit, service corridor. The gold heels catch on carpet. She stumbles, catches herself on the wall. The gold dress snags on a door handle, rips. A 6-inch tear up the side seam. She makes it to her car, sits, can't start the engine. Hands shaking too violently, opens her phone. Twitter is apocalyptic. Hashtag Mensa Twins, 2,100,000 tweets. Hashtag Kofi the Lion, 1,800,000 tweets. Hashtag Amara the Abandoner, 2,400,000 tweets. Someone found her old Instagram. The hashtag Blessed and Child Free posts, comparing them to photos of Kofi holding toddlers in sawdust. The juxtaposition is damning. Another account posted her LinkedIn, her company, her address. People are calling for boycotts, protests. She's Ghana's most hated woman. Achieved in under 2 hours, she finally drives. The mansion, soon to be seized, is dark. Darko is still in Johannesburg, facing charges. She locks herself in the bathroom. Marble counters, gold fixtures, all of it meaningless. The lockets sit in her clutch. She opens them. Baby photos stare back. Afia and Adwoa, 3 years old. The age they were when she chose Darko's Range Rover over their hands reaching up. They're billionaires now. She's a morality tale. Amara doesn't leave the house for 5 days. The gates are locked. Curtains drawn. Her phone, 402 missed calls, 1,847 unread messages, sits powered off in a drawer. Outside, a blogger camps with a camera. Waiting for a photo, a quote, anything. She gives them nothing. Inside, she watches the footage on repeat. Her face on the Jumbotron, frozen, trapped. The twins' speech. Kofi sobbing. The confetti. Her torn dress in the service corridor. She watches it 43 times over 5 days. On day 3, Darko calls from Johannesburg. She almost doesn't answer. The lawyers say your scandal is affecting my case. His voice is flat, transactional. They're using it to argue I lack moral judgment. Character matters in corruption trials, apparently. Amara's throat closes. I'm sorry. Don't be. We're done. Divorce papers filed this morning. The house gets seized next month. You have 60 days to disappear. Silence. 14 years of marriage ending in a legal document. Goodbye, Amara. He hangs up. She sits on imported marble floors, cold, soon to belong to the bank, and finally cries. Not for Darko, not for the mansion. For the 17 years she can't buy back. On day 6, she writes, longhand 4 drafts. Her hands shake so badly the words slant. She sends it via courier to Kofi's workshop, not to the twins. She can't face them. But maybe their father, the man she called a failure, will read it. Kofi receives the envelope on Wednesday evening. Heavy cream paper, his name in careful cursive. No return address. He knows the handwriting instantly. He waits until his workers leave. Sits on his workbench. The same one from 17 years ago, reinforced now but still scarred. Sawdust still hangs in the air. The smell of teak and varnish. He opens it. Kofi, I have no defense. I abandoned Afia and Adwoa because I valued gold over souls. I told myself girls were burdens. I was the burden. You built billionaires from sawdust while I built emptiness from diamonds. You proved love is the only currency that appreciates. I don't ask forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I don't ask access. I forfeited that. But I need them to know I didn't leave because they weren't enough. I left because I wasn't. They were always worthy. I was always broken. I'm wiring $5 million to the Kofi Mensa Foundation. Anonymous, it won't erase my crime, but maybe it saves 100 girls from mothers like me. I've enrolled at Women's Crisis Center as a volunteer. I counsel mothers considering abandonment. My message, I'm the cautionary tale. Don't become me. Don't reply. I've earned the silence, Amara. Kofi reads it 3 times. His vision blurs on the second reading. Not from forgiveness. From something more complicated. He takes it home. Nanaya sits in her chair. Her knees don't allow much standing anymore. Dr. Boateng is visiting. Aqua is making tea. He reads it aloud. Nanaya spits into the trash bin when he finishes. Crocodile tears. She cries now because the world is watching. Where were these tears 17 years ago? Dr. Boateng is gentler. Regret is real even when it's late. But regret doesn't equal access. She can change her life without re-entering theirs. Aqua, quiet until now, speaks. Show the girls. Secrets are poison. Truth is protection. Kofi video calls Boston. The twins are in their dorm. Late evening there. Afia is studying. Adwoa is coding. They set their work aside. He reads the letter aloud. Slowly. Every word. When he finishes, silence. 10 seconds, 20. Afia speaks first. Her voice is clear, decided. I forgive her. Not for her peace, for mine. Bitterness is expensive. I'm a billionaire. I can't afford it. Adwoa nods. Forgiveness doesn't mean reunion. She's biologically connected, emotionally distant. That's fine. Kofi asks carefully. Do you want contact? Not yet, Afia says. If she's serious, she'll prove it quietly. 5 years. No cameras. No Instagram redemption arcs. If she's still there in 5 years, we'll consider coffee. Maybe, Adwoa adds. Kofi writes back. 1 sentence. Same courier. Your donation was received. Your daughters forgive you but maintain boundaries. Prove yourself quietly for 5 years. Then maybe. The Kofi Mensa Foundation launches in December. Headquarters. A renovated colonial building in Kumasi painted teal and gold. 20 employees. Dr. Boateng as executive director. Kofi as chairman. The protocols are strict but fair. Beneficiaries must provide legal proof, police reports, witness statements, school records. No false claims. Single parents undergo screening. Home visits, reference checks. Ensures money reaches children, not exploiters. Every child receives a mentor. Scientists, entrepreneurs, teachers, people who show up consistently. And annually the Kofi Award. 10 single parents who stayed receive 90,000 CDs each. Public recognition. National coverage. The first ceremony happens in December. 10 recipients on stage. 9 fathers. 1 grandmother, who raised 6 grandchildren after her daughter died. Kofi receives the first award. He redirects the money immediately. His speech is 90 seconds. I didn't stay for awards. I stayed because they were mine to love. Any parent can do this. Choose your children over your comfort. Every day, 6,500 days. Then watch God build miracles from your faithfulness. 800 people stand. Applaud for 5 minutes. Some are crying. Dr. Boateng watches from the wings. Wipes her eyes. Whispers, 20 years. We made it. Amara divorces Darko while he's in prison. 8-year sentence for fraud. The mansion gets seized. Her designer wardrobe auctioned off. She moves back to Kumasi. Studio apartment. 800 CDs monthly rent. She gets a teaching job. Same school she taught at before, 2,400 CDs monthly. No luxury, no brand names. She deletes Instagram, disappears from public life. 3 evenings a week she volunteers at Women's Crisis Center, leads a support group, mothers who chose wrong. Her message never changes. I abandoned billionaires for a BMW. I'm the cautionary tale. Don't be me. Local papers write small features. She refuses interviews about the twins. I don't deserve to speak their names. 2 years in, she starts sending birthday cards unsigned via Kofi. Wishing you joy today. Someone who hopes you're happy. The twins keep them in a shoebox. Label it. Maybe someday they don't respond. But they don't discard them either. After the 5th card, Adwoa texts Afia. Should we acknowledge? Afia replies, 3 more years. Then maybe coffee. Maybe. The shoebox sits on a shelf in the foundation lobby, next to their Forbes cover. Their Order of the Volta medals. A framed photo of Kofi holding them at age 3. A plaque below reads, Every story can change, but first you must stay. 3 years after the reckoning, Afia Mensah defends her MIT doctorate, chemical engineering. The dissertation, molecular level water purification. Her committee, 5 professors, 2 Nobel laureates, approves unanimously. One whispers, this will save millions, it already has. Clean Water Africa operates in 28 countries. 8 million people drink clean water because a girl called Worthless decided to prove otherwise. Company valuation, $1.2 billion. Afia's net worth, $840 million. Every Sunday she video calls home. Papa, how's the workshop? Kofi grins, silver hair catching the light. Are your furniture lines sold out again? We can't build fast enough. Adwoa Mensah graduates MIT with dual degrees, computer science and economics. Farm Direct now serves 3,200,000 farmers across Africa. Their income's up 75% on average. Company valuation, $900 million. Her net worth, $630 million combined, $1,470 million each. The worthless girls became priceless women. Just like Papa always knew, Kofi Mensah is 53, silver-haired, 25 employees in the workshop, contracts with embassies, international hotels, still drives the 2022 Toyota. When asked why, he smiles, it works. Why replace what works? He co-chairs the foundation with Dr. Boateng, 847 children educated, 312 single parents supported, 28 countries, $73 million deployed, Nana Yar 81 wheelchair-bound but fierce. Visitors ask about the twins. She raises her cane. I told everyone they'd conquer. Faith plus work equals miracles. Write it down. Dr. Akosua Boateng, 61, retired from medicine. Auntie doctor to 800 children now. She says, Kofi taught me family isn't blood. It's who shows up. Every single day. For 20 years, Akua, Kofi's wife, has loved the twins like her own. They call her Mama Aqua. She says simply, I didn't birth them, but loving them is my honor. Amara is 43, still teaching in Kumasi, studio apartment, 2,400 Cedi salary. Still volunteering at the Crisis Center, 3 evenings weekly, 4 years now. Still sending unsigned birthday cards. This year's card said, Year 4 of proving I've changed. No pressure, just hope. Someone learning to stay. The twins read it together over video call. Looked at each other. Looked at Kofi on the screen. What do you think, Papa? Afia asked. Not my choice. It's yours. I'll support whatever you decide, they decided. Sent a response. First one in 4 years, coffee. Just coffee. June when we're home. Bring nothing but honesty. A&A. The shoebox labeled Maybe Someday now sits in the foundation lobby, next to their Forbes cover. Their Order of the Volta medals. A framed photo of Kofi holding them at 3. Maybe Someday arrived. Foundation's 5th anniversary. 1,200 people. Kofi's closing words. I once thought abandonment was my curse. I see now it was redirection. One person left because we weren't enough. God sent a village because we were everything. To every parent who stayed when leaving was easier, you're the miracle. To every child here, you're worthy. Not because of who stayed or left. Because you exist. That's enough. Afia and Adwoa join him. 3-way embrace. The same one since they were 3, older, richer. But the love? Unchanged. The LED screen flashes. Love is the only currency that appreciates. Now it's your turn. Have you ever been called worthless by someone, then proved them catastrophically wrong? This is why we tell African stories, why we preserve African folklore, why we share life stories that become touching stories across generations. These real-life stories prove your worth isn't determined by who abandons you. It's built by who stays, and more importantly, by you staying for yourself. Drop a comment. What injustice became your fuel? Share this story with someone rebuilding from abandonment. Subscribe, because next week, we're telling the story of the barren queen who outlived her husband's 10 wives, patience, prophecy, and a reckoning 17 years in the making. Hit that like button. The best revenge? Living so well they choke on their judgment. We'll see you in the next story.